Hi, welcome to HeKate's Crossing. Okay, I've sort of had a little bit of time for myself, so I'm not quite sure where I'm at with the Magical Nordic Tarot study. So let's have a look at the guidebook and see what's really we're going to do today. So we've done the Nordic Compass and the Horseshoe. Next one we've got is the light with I'm going to do for my study. So let's have a look here. It says, with this insightful layout, will shine light on any areas in your life you may need to focus on, and is a great spread to turn to when you're seeking some clarity or guidance. Take note of the cards you select and think about what each one is guiding you to do. Select a few moments, breathing deeply, and focus on calming your mind. Shuffle the cards and ask for guidance they can offer for your higher good. Select your cards using your preferred technique and lay them out as shown in the spread here. As you can see here, I might have space to do it on a table like that, but let's turn them over one by one and interpret their meanings using the guide. Okay, so the first card we're looking at is clarity. So let's look at this. The first card I'm going to look at is clarity. Now normally you do them in a line straight down. I'm going to do them in a line across because of space, maybe. So let's have a look here. Clarity. Five of Cups. So what am I focusing on to bring hope into this journey? Five of Cups also is looking at, to find clarity between what I don't have and what I do have. Looking at what's important for me. Next one is insight. Insight into the situation, I've got Eight of Cups. So it's looking at doorways, looking at how you can walk away from what's going on at the moment. Maybe needing to walk away from a situation. You might think the situation is actually good, but maybe it isn't as good as you think it is. Okay, communication. Communication. Oh, interesting, because here we get Ace of Swords with clarity. So we're being able to speak clearly within the situation, being able to sort of form your thoughts with clear speech. Really important. Okay, emotions. Emotions, talking about finding some balance. Definitely feels like it could be about legalities as well. An emotional situation within the legalities of what's actually going on. Maybe we're needing to find some balance within our own emotions. Interesting. Could be also emotional about the consequences with our actions taken. So let's have a look. The next card is intuition. Intuition, and we've got Ten of Pentacles. To me, it's about inheritance. Here it says contentment. It does feel like everything's sort of coming together. There is a wealth on many levels, and this is talking about intuition. So maybe we have a wealth of intuition. It does feel like there's a happiness within my own intuition. But I feel like it's a sense of, and maybe my intuition has been inherited in some way. Interesting to look at it in many different ways. Okay, next one is creativity. Got Nine of Pentacles with gratitude. So creativity, it's about being grateful with the creative energy coming through. Maybe Nine of Pentacles to me is also the sense of attainment, this wish, or things sort of coming together in a preparation. It's sort of like preparing for things to sort of come together. It does feel like things are being attained, achieved in some way, maybe a creative project being achieved. Next one is structure. Okay, so the last card is structure. Whoa. Five of Pentacles. Emotional withdrawal. So we're withdrawing from the emotions. Maybe we're feeling like we're being led into a new direction. So the structure coming into play. So it does feel like maybe there's a sense of there's a reason behind, creates a little structure by being led into somewhere else. By maybe withdrawing from the world in some way is really important for our own structure and everything going on. That's interesting. So the next part that I'm looking at and that I pulled earlier today with the Yggdrasil, the Bifrost, as the money card, unresolved emotions. So it's interesting that we have emotional withdrawal here. We have things that are quite emotional, stuff going on. Just feel like there's a lot of emotions in this reading in some way. And it does talk about unresolved emotions. So there's something emotionally that I need to deal with. So I'm going to sort of ask a little bit more information. See if I can get another card out of this one. I feel like there's a second card that I sort of need to explore with this. The Lord of Misfits. Misspell. I'm going to have to do a little bit of research into that one. I think I'm going to look. I can see unresolved emotions is quite easy, but this Lord of Misfits, it does feel like things are not quite as they seem. So that's interesting. So let's have a look here. So what world are we looking at when we're looking at this? Trying to see. Oh, it's Muspelsheimer, the world of fire, okay, which is south, down and right. The origin of catastrophe, strength, wrath, and warning. Okay, so that's interesting. So let's look in. Okay, so this talks about Muspelsheimer existed for the world came into being, along with Muspelsheimer. It is a spark from Muspelsheimer touching the ice of Muspelsheimer that began the first life, the proto-giant Ymir. The word stands for a fiery element, a great power of heat, passion, anger, and destruction, but also justice. Well, that's interesting because we have justice that came out, which talks about a balance. In some way, the dynamics of Muspelsheimer are ancient, unapologetic, and strong, potentially catastrophic in its element. Muspelsheimer for anyone. Muspel stands for the catastrophic. It can be seen as the counterpart. Muspelsheimer is a source for intensely creative force that is so mighty it's not for a human to control. Okay, Muspel, Lord of Misspell. Muspel is the personification of Muspelsheimer. He has many sons and followers, the most important one of them being Jupiter. So he has a ship. And let's have a look at the message. Okay, Muspel stands for catastrophic. He can be seen as the counterpart or the very opposite of Odin. Where Odin stands for wisdom and thought, Muspel has pure wrath and thrives on disharmony. So maybe I'm feeling like there's a lot of disharmony at the moment. The presence of the card in this read is a stark warning. Someone might want to harm or come to the secret, or some events might be unfolding that will work quite deliberately and forcefully work against me. So maybe things are not going to be quite as simple as I want them to be. Is that why I have this sense of being emotionally withdrawn? or unresolved things emotionally. Things are not quite as they seem. Oh, I feel like I need a little bit more light in this situation. Oh, not too sure. I feel like I need to explore the runes. 1 minute. Okay, I'm going to add Nina's rune spirals to the mix because I feel like I just need a little bit more guidance here. Even though I've talked about, you know, with things not quite being the way that I'm expecting them to be, there does seem to be some unresolved emotions. So I need a bit more information about this because I'm, you know, looking through the spread. Let's have a look and see what the runes have to say. Okay. Just a bit of clarity about what's going on. What am I needing to look at? Okay, events. Well, this to me is getting to the roots of the problem. It's like shooting old skins, flying grey. So really, just feel like a movement. But let's have a look. Okay, tree alive. It's a gateway, threshold, regeneration and perseverance. Yggdrasil, the Norse tree of life, is a perfect representation of Yggdrasil. Yggdrasil is the yew tree in form of the world tree. It's the giver of life and death. Yggdrasil, it's the axis that grows through and connects the 3 realms of the upper world. Okay, and the garden level. Okay, Yggdrasil is the pivotal point on which everything turns upon the axis. This is a point of equilibrium of life and death. Interesting. Yggdrasil takes you beyond time. So we're talking about a sense of this is a gateway, we're moving through. It just feels like there's a huge shift going on for me at the moment. There's definitely a new shift, a gateway to new possibilities coming through. Definitely feels like there is a regeneration waiting for me. I just feel like there's a sense of renewal coming into play. So let's have a look at Sweden. I love Nina's book. The information in here is brilliant. Okay, life force, understanding clarity, the source to victory, goals achieved, divine cosmic energy, enlightenment, spiritual awakening, inspiration, insight, and vitality. Well, that makes so much sense. So here I'm going through the ship, and this definitely feels like there's a light at the end of the tunnel. It does feel like things are coming into play. Okay, so that's interesting. And that's given me a lot to think about today for my tarot journal, which I'm going to have to spend some time writing up. Interesting. So that's it from me, looking at this journey with the magical Nordic Tarot, throw it in with the Yggdrasil Oracle card, and I'm using Nina's Rune Spiral cards, which I love. I love the energy of them. I definitely felt like there was a rebirthing here because of the getting down to the roots of it, and it does feel like there's this surfing coming through. So she explains the card really, really well. And of course we've got the sun here, and we've got the sense of moving forward. So it definitely feels like there's a sense of renewal coming in when we're looking at these two cards together. The sense of shedding old skins and allowing the new to come into play. And it does feel like there's a bit of a light at the end of the tunnel with this coming through. Interesting. Okay, so there's some cards for me to meditate on and reflect on as I move through this journey of learning a little bit more about my path. But looking at the Norse mythology, it's definitely a little bit of study to do, a little bit of few things to sort of look at and dive a little bit deeper in my tarot journal. Okay, so that's it from me. Don't forget to check the links below, check the links on my channel, like, subscribe and ring the bell so you know when the next video will be uploaded. Take care and blessed be.